Something shifted, and no one announced it. No explosions, no warnings, just a quiet pulse in the background of reality, subtle enough for the world to miss, but strong enough that your soul couldn't ignore it. That's why you're here, not by mistake, but because this message is already coded into your field. You've felt it, haven't you? The restlessness, the strange exhaustion, the sense that your old life no longer fits, that time feels distorted, that people sound different. This isn't burnout. This isn't random. And you're definitely not alone. You are standing inside an energetic shift that is affecting everyone, but only a few are awake enough to notice it. It's not the kind of change you can mark on a calendar. It's not tied to a headline or a news cycle. This is deeper, quieter, spiritual, a recalibration of everything you thought was stable. The question now isn't whether it's happening. It already is. The real question is, will you align with it or resist it and be dragged? Because when this kind of energy moves, it doesn't care about your schedule. It answers to your frequency. And right now, that frequency is being tested, exposed, and rewritten. So take a deep breath. You're not broken. You're not late. You're not falling apart. You're waking up inside the next version of your life. What you're feeling right now isn't confusion. It's contrast, the sensation of your current energy field clashing with outdated timelines. When reality feels unfamiliar, when people start falling away, when your own thoughts begin to echo back differently, you're not being punished. You're being restructured. There's an invisible current moving through the collective right now, a frequency upgrade, one that doesn't ask for your opinion, only your honesty. It's surfacing everything that no longer fits, not to destroy you, but to reveal where you've been living out of alignment. The shift isn't coming. It's already here. This isn't about astrology. This isn't a seasonal vibe. This is vibrational architecture. And it moves through you like a silent architect, rearranging the structure of your beliefs, your relationships, your sense of identity. So if you're feeling unexplainable fatigue, intense mood swings, sudden repulsion to certain people or environments, disconnection from what used to excite you, an urgent need to start something new or walk away from everything, you're not falling apart. You're in resonance detox. Your system is shedding what's not aligned with the timeline you're meant to walk. And most of what you're losing, you were never meant to carry this far. The role of friction. Right now, friction is your feedback loop. When something feels heavy, off, or agitating, it's not because you're broken. It's because that aspect of your life is no longer in vibrational agreement with your truth. This might look like a friendship you suddenly can't tolerate, a career path that starts to feel fake, a city that begins to feel suffocating, or even thoughts that once motivated you but now drain you. This is the signal, and it doesn't lie. A soft collapse before the rise. Many people want elevation without dismantling, but energy doesn't work that way. The spiritual shift always begins with a soft collapse, a loosening of the old self, a shaking of familiar but false foundations. And that collapse, it's not chaos, it's clearing. You are being emptied so you can hold more light. You are being disillusioned so you can finally see. You're not behind, you're being recoded. Some days you may feel blank. Other days you may feel electric. This isn't inconsistency, it's spiritual reprogramming. Think of it as an update to your internal operating system. And just like a system upgrade, everything slows before it accelerates. This is your invitation to stop forcing outcomes, to stop explaining yourself, to stop playing roles you've outgrown. Let the shift do what it came to do. Let go before you're pulled. Because what's waiting for you on the other side is the version of you that no longer negotiates with smallness. This energy doesn't just want to inspire you, it wants to change you. But not in a way that breaks you down, in a way that peels away everything you never really were, so that what's left is real, rooted, and untouchable. This is the process, and whether you realize it or not, you're already in it. You may not have signed up for a spiritual reset, but your energy field did, and now it's unfolding, one layer at a time. Phase 1, the unraveling. It starts small. The things you once tolerated suddenly become intolerable. The job feels draining. The conversations feel scripted. The smiles feel fake. And even your own voice might sound unfamiliar. This is when your soul begins loosening the cords. Not out of cruelty, but to make space. Because clarity requires silence. And when the noise of your old life gets too loud, the first thing that happens is a deep, disorienting pause. Not because you're lost, but because you're being emptied. Phase 2, the confrontation. Now that there's space, the truth begins to surface. This is the most emotionally intense part of the shift, you'll find. Old memories resurfacing, triggers firing unexpectedly, emotional waves without context, patterns repeating just as you thought you healed them. But this isn't regression, it's exposure. You're not being pulled backward, you're being shown what's still running the show beneath your surface. The point isn't to fix it, the point is to face it, without story, without shame, because what you fully witness begins to dissolve. Phase 3, the separation. This is the quietest part and the most uncomfortable. Not because anything is wrong, but because your system is between versions. The old self is fading, the new self isn't fully formed, and you're left in the middle, feeling untethered. This is when loneliness creeps in. Not because you're unloved, but because the parts of you that needed to be liked are finally dying off. You may stop answering messages. You may crave silence. You may start shedding relationships that no longer reflect your truth. Don't mistake this for a setback. This is a sacred detachment. You're no longer adjusting to stay connected. You're learning to stay connected only to what honors your becoming. Phase 4, the redefinition. And then, like a faint sunrise, something new appears. You feel yourself respond differently. You hear your intuition louder. You make decisions without overthinking. You begin living not by habit, but by frequency. This is where the shift becomes visible. New people enter your life. Opportunities arrive that match your new vibration. Synchronicities increase, not because you've manifested harder, but because your field has changed. You're no longer magnetizing from fear, lack, or image. You're finally aligned. And the world, it begins responding accordingly. Phase 5, the embodiment. This final phase doesn't feel dramatic. It feels natural, quiet, integrated. You stop chasing outcomes. You stop explaining your choices. You stop proving your worth. Why? Because you no longer live for reaction. You live from resonance. This is where the transformation stabilizes. You trust your timing. You accept what falls away. You protect your energy without guilt. You understand that your presence alone is enough to shift a room, change a dynamic, and activate others without saying a word. That's embodiment. These 5 phases are not linear. You'll move forward, spiral back, pause, and rise again. But now you know the terrain, and knowing the terrain means you stop fearing the unknown. You are no longer just waking up. You're building a new reality from the inside out. The question is, are you willing to let go of the version of you that was never allowed to feel this free? Awareness alone doesn't change your life. Embodiment does. Because the shift you're feeling isn't asking you to understand it. It's asking you to live it. And living it doesn't mean you need a perfect plan. It means you need daily presence. Your new energy won't survive in your old habits. Your new clarity can't breathe in your past chaos. Your nervous system can't hold this next level without new containers. That's where practice comes in. Not performance, not spiritual aesthetics, but consistent, honest practices that pull you out of survival and into sovereignty. 1. Claim your field within 5 minutes of waking before you scroll, before you read anyone's energy but your own. Sit up in bed, breathe deeply. Put one hand on your chest and the other on your solar plexus. Whisper aloud, I return to myself. I return to truth. Today, I move only in alignment with my highest self. This tells your subconscious, we're not repeating yesterday, we're creating something new. It's simple, it's powerful, and it anchors your frequency before the world starts pulling at it. 2. Use friction as a compass, not a wall. The shift will surface discomfort. That's inevitable. But discomfort doesn't mean you're off path. It means something misaligned is trying to exit your field. So when you feel resistance, stop, close your eyes. Ask, is this pain protecting me or projecting an old pattern? Most people run from friction, but you must learn to read it, because what you call a trigger might actually be a doorway. 3. One aligned decision per day. You don't need to change your whole life today, but you do need to stop living in contradiction. Each day ask, where am I out of alignment? What am I doing just to maintain peace that costs me my truth? What does my future self need me to walk away from? Then take one action. Set the boundary. Speak the truth. Cancel the thing. Choose rest. Choose honesty. Choose courage. Don't wait for the fear to disappear. Move with it. Action creates stability faster than thought. 4. Reclaim your space. Your environment is either holding your frequency or leaking it. Audit your space, not just the clutter, but the energy. What's around you that belongs to a version of you you've already outgrown? It could be clothes that match an old identity, objects tied to past dynamics, digital noise, old chats, subscriptions, apps. Each day, remove one thing that doesn't match where you're going. Make space sacred again. 5. Evening reset ritual before sleep. You can't embody high frequency if you're carrying the emotional residue of the entire day. Before sleep, sit upright. Breathe slowly. Place your hands on your legs. Say, I release what isn't mine. I release what I no longer need. I clear space for my higher self to rest and guide me. Visualize your body glowing. Anything heavy dissolves into light. You don't need to take every moment to bed with you. Rest is spiritual strategy. Don't waste it. 6. Speak as if it's already done. Your language anchors your frequency. Stop saying, I'm trying, it's hard, I'm confused, nothing's working. Start saying, I'm stabilizing, it's unfolding, I trust my process, everything I need is aligning. You're not lying, you're recoding your field, your nervous system listens, and the words you repeat become the reality you build. Integration, inspiration. This part of your journey is about repetition, simplicity, sacred discipline. You don't need to do everything. You just need to stop doing what fractures your energy and start doing what reminds you who you are. These practices aren't spiritual extras. They're how you hold your shift. Because right now, your future isn't waiting for you. It's watching you. And every small act of alignment tells the universe you're finally ready. You've done the inner work. You've started to move differently. And now, it feels like nothing is happening. But here's what you need to remember. Shifts don't always show up as instant results. They often arrive first as silence. Not because the universe is ignoring you, but because it's reorganizing around you. When you change your frequency, the world has to catch up. And that lag time, that pause, it's not emptiness. It's alignment in motion. Stillness stuck. If you're feeling suspended right now, between the old that's falling away and the new that hasn't fully arrived, that's not failure. That's recalibration. Think of it like planting a seed. The moment you bury it in the soil, it disappears. But that's when the real process begins. Roots go deep before anything rises. And just because you can't see the shift above ground doesn't mean it isn't happening below. Most people collapse here. They doubt the shift. They second-guess their progress. They go back to what's familiar, not because it's right, but because it's known. But the version of you that's rising, that version lives beyond proof. It's built on presence, not performance. So now is the time to hold the field. Stay steady when things feel unclear, because clarity doesn't come from grasping, it comes from trusting. Real trust sounds like this. I don't see it yet, but I know it's forming. Even this pause is part of the process. If something hasn't arrived, it means I'm still becoming the version of me who can hold it. Nothing is being taken from me, only filtered for my highest good. This isn't passive. This is energetic maturity, the kind that doesn't chase, cling, or collapse, but quietly chooses alignment again and again, regardless of the outcome. Use this time strategically. Here's what to do when nothing is happening. Refine your rituals. What needs to be simplified, not added? Tend to your nervous system. The calmer your body, the clearer your intuition. Rehearse your embodiment. Speak. Dress. Move like the version of you you're becoming. Avoid distractions, dressed as decisions. Not everything needs your reaction. Choose silence where noise used to live. This is the space where foundations are laid. And the stronger your root system, the more powerful your expansion. You are not waiting. You are widening your capacity to hold miracles, to receive what used to scare you, to walk in a reality that reflects your new truth. But remember, life doesn't rush true alignment, it deepens it. And sometimes the universe delays your desire until your integrity can hold it fully. That's not punishment, that's protection. So breathe, stay, hold, trust. Because what's coming is not just a shift, it's a life that fits. You made it. Not just to the end of this message, but through another wave of becoming. You didn't just absorb words. You held space. You faced discomfort. You stayed present even when clarity was faint. That alone shifts timelines. Because this path isn't about constant breakthroughs or wild ascensions. It's about consistency, integrity, alignment when no one's watching. And if you're still here, still listening, still breathing through the tension, it means something in you already chose this life. Not the old one, not the performative one, but the one that feels like home inside your bones. This is your new center. You don't need to chase anything anymore. You don't need to beg the universe to notice you. You don't need to prove that you're ready. You already are. The real work now is staying true to what you just remembered, because the people around you may not get it. They may still be trapped in cycles you've outgrown. They may question your stillness, your boundaries, your glow. That's okay. You're not here to be understood. You're here to radiate understanding, and that changes everything. Anchor it in. If something resonated today, don't just hold it inside. Speak it. Drop a comment. What clarity did you gain? What belief did you release? What decision are you making differently starting now? This is more than just a video. It's a field, a frequency, and your voice helps stabilize it for everyone who walks through it after you. When you speak your shift aloud, you claim it. When you reflect it back, you witness it. And sometimes the truth you share might be the medicine someone else has been silently needing. This is just the beginning. The energy will continue moving. The recalibrations will keep coming. New tests, deeper lessons, quieter whispers. That's how this journey works. But now you have tools. Now you know the rhythm. Now you understand that silence doesn't mean absence and slowness doesn't mean failure. Now you're walking with presence, with sovereignty, with self-trust. And if you ever forget, come back here. Rewatch, reflect, remember. Stay with the signal. If this message found you when you needed it, subscribe. Not for content, but for continuity. This isn't just a space for information. It's a sanctuary for resonance. Every video is an activation. Every word is a mirror. And every time you return more fully to yourself. So don't rush to fix anything after this. Sit with it. Let it echo, because what you felt was real. And the version of you that received it, you're not going anywhere. You're just getting started.